Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. And as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the most by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life.
Literally.
Now, first and foremost, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's by shouting out our sponsor for the month, none other than the Chicago Urban League. Can we slow clap the Chicago Urban League for seeing the value that This, That, and the Third presents to the world? All right? And y'all need to make sure that y'all pull up and pop out for the mentoring mixer that's taking place right before Third Thursdays next week, June 21st at the Alpha Space.
Yes.
The beginning of Everything Fly. All right, so let's jump into the show beginning with pimps and politics. New news for all these new news. Reese, what's to it?
So I saw this and I was like, this is interesting. So I don't know if you all remember, but the HBO had a series called The Cat House.
Right.
Remember that?
Right.
The guy, Dennis Hof, the owner of a half dozen legal brothels in Nevada.
Right.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. Brothels are just always interesting to me.
Well, he just won the Republican nomination for the Assembly District seat number 36 in Nevada.
What was his platform, pussy? What was his platform? What is he running based on? I run these hoes?
I don't know. The person
stars.
he beat out was a longtime conservative lawmaker.
Right.
So I don't know if
That
it was
held the seat?
that has held the seat for a long time.
A change gonna come.
I think that's it because his territory was more of the suburban. Where's all suburban? Once you out of Vegas,
all suburban.
You know what I mean?
Very bourbon.
But yeah, so he is gonna be, up in the elections in November.
The
I
South
just
will
thought that
rise
was interesting
again.
because it's like
Yeah.
only in America can you own brothels
Man,
and then run for political office
This
if
is
you're
America.
a white male.
don't catch you slipping, though.
Like,
I
that's
swear on
crazy.
everything. I don't think that Superfly would win mayor of Chicago. I just don't see
Or
that
the Mac.
happening. The Mac, Dolomite, Shaft, these guys are not, they might make the ballot. They might literally make the ballot,
but
but
that's
they
it.
wouldn't win the election.
Yeah,
But
so that's
when you're
interesting.
white, you're right
Yeah.
sometimes.
So y'all just pay attention to that.
All right. What else is going on in news?
So this is huge. No more ACT or SAT will be required. Now, most liberal schools have already kind of cut those.
Like liberal arts schools?
Yeah,
Okay.
liberal art colleges.
Yeah.
Right. Say we don't require them, and most of them never really required the SAT.
Yeah.
They only,
When we was growing up, it was all ACT.
ACT, yeah.
But
Unless
they
you were
recently switched
going-
over to SAT.
Unless you were going to East Coast schools,
Yeah,
they
it was
wanted
a
the
coastal
S.
thing. It was a coastal thing. It was like, man, coast need the SAT. The inland was taking ACT.
ACT.
Yeah.
Well, the University of Chicago is no longer requiring the applicants take those.
What's next? GPAs? No,
But,
GPAs
I mean,
will be considered.
That's huge because the University of Chicago is the only research institution, college, university that is dropping that.
We will see where this goes because some of us, first of all, those tests are disproportionately set up for us to not do well on them.
That's what they said.
Right.
Right.
And then secondly, you can be a valedictorian candidate and a bad test taker, and that won't really surmise who you are as a student.
Yeah.
So I actually applaud that, and I think it should be more on a case by case, like interview the kids maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so they do interview.
Okay.
They do interview, but now they're saying you can submit videos because some people do bad interviews.
Oh,
some
man.
people like
Freeze
sweat.
up, get the sweating. Yeah.
So they were
It's a thing.
saying, so they're really just making some changes. And
What they doing for these impoverished families?
listen, this was like huge. They also will provide full scholarships to any family who makes under $125,000 a year.
That's all families. Not all, but it's a large majority of families in this area.
Right, but if
that
you
don't
look
make the
at
bag.
the students that go there,
yeah.
they're making.
Oh yeah,
that.
they're bagging
Clearly, because the tuition last year was $53,000.
Yes. So how would I ever be able to pay damn near half of my income?
53. You
towards
graduate
education?
with 200. Like that's a lot.
Oh yeah,
I better have a job with a half a meal type paycheck.
You owe a quarter meal in what's it called? Fannie Mae.
Oh my God.
Fannie Mae.
So they're saying they're going to offer 4 scholarships. They also are offering new scholarships to children of military veterans, police officers, and firefighters.
Come on, y'all.
This will all begin with the class of 2023.
So you just missed it. If you're tuned in this early, you probably are not in that number, but your younger siblings may be.
So
pass this information along.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to UFC.
Yeah.
This is probably a result of that shooting. Remember that shooting? He shot the man in the alley. He failed his exams and he went crazy in Hyde Park. Moving right along to the West Coast news. What's going on in Cali?
So Cali, it got approved so far in becoming 3 states.
What do you mean? Who approved this?
So California will be broken up into 3 states. You'll have Northern California, Southern California, and what they call New California.
New Cali.
Or just California.
Or just California as we know it. Damn. What would be the,
I'm
what
going
would be
to
the
say,
cutoff?
if I had to move at this point, I would probably go to Northern because, Southern's going to fall off and New is going to be right with it.
Yeah. Where are the fires taking place? Southern?
Yes,
I would visit, not live.
Yeah, so.
What's Northern Cali?
In a campaign called Cal 3 Initiative started by Tim Draper, he basically says it would allow regional communities to make better and more sensible decisions for their citizens to address the state's most pressing issues, including school systems, high taxes, infrastructure, and strained government. Because California is such a huge state.
It's a big-ass state, dog. It's like the whole left side of the country.
Yeah.
That's a lot of decision-making when it's like, bruh, what's going on in Northern is not going on in Southern and definitely ain't going on in New. Ain't New and all that like the Bay and San Fran and Oakland and all that?
The way they would break it up is Southern Cal will be 12 counties, including San Diego. Northern would have 40, including San Fran, Bay Area.
Yeah.
And the California New would be the 6 counties, including LA.
Oh, so they would fall into that middle one. LA would. I'm actually going to LA for the BET Awards next week.
Oh.
Did I ask permission? Can I go?
Have at it.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll make sure you get some connects.
Yeah, so that will put us at now 52 states.
Yeah. Well, look, let's not even get into all that yet.
Yeah.
Let them figure out what they're going to do. But I don't think it would necessarily be bad because then their government will kind of be split up and they might be able to control their issues.
But would they set a trend where, Texas would then try to, we're going to chop this up too?
Texas has ever really complained or has the issues because Texas is more rural.
Yeah, they got a lot of space, not a lot of people maybe.
Yeah, and they don't have a lot of cities. You got the big cities, but it's just rural, whereas California is cities.
And urban,
rural. Yeah, it's like a lot.
That damn water. That was something in that water.
And they don't have a lot of water. That's another issue they have.
You're right by the water and can't get nothing.
Right. So
figure that out, you figure out life.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, and last but not least, topping off our news headlines this week, black girls gone missing?
Yeah.
Is this a misprint? Should it say black girls gone wild?
No.
Black girls gone missing. What do you mean?
You haven't been seeing this on the news?
About? I don't watch the news.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
What are you talking about?
These girls, these babies, women, it's constantly been and we don't get full details, right? We just get
we never get full details.
Another body found or another girl was missing.
A lot of misinformation going on about these black females that are coming up missing.
Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson insisted only 2 cases are related. 2 who had been missing are back home, and the medical examiner has not determined other cases are homicides.
Right now, there is no credible information that we have a serial kidnapper going around in the black community, pillaging. That's just not true.
Mind you, I haven't gotten any Amber Alerts.
Oh, this is happening in the city?
Yes.
Wait, I have heard about this. The body snatch, I heard they're taking people for organs. It's just women, though?
Yes, black women, girls.
Sisters.
And young girls. They are not all older women.
Right.
Some of them are babies. Not babies, but 8,
young
9, 10.
people.
Yeah.
And they're getting snatched up, and people are watching them get snatched up, or they're by
that's
themselves.
the thing.
What the hell? Where is the 8-year-old
issue is
where they're not with their loving, supportive adult in their life?
So I did see, I know that there were a couple incidents on 103rd, 105th, Wentworth area.
Yeah.
What is
I
that?
heard about one on
Fernwood.
35th and King.
Fernwood, right. See, I hadn't been hearing about it. Everything I had been originally hearing about was in the hundreds.
Okay.
Fernwood, whatever area that is.
Right.
Okay, and then I saw a video on ABC, and they showed a girl walking down the street like she was going to school or something.
Right.
This was early. And a guy walked from around his Jeep, snatched her up, put her in his truck.
Who taped this?
It was from a camera. Somebody.
Come on.
But here's my thing, too. I know certain areas where it's always these little guys, the guys hanging out, right?
What are the guys
doing? Y'all don't see nothing?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything about this, guys. That's part of being one of the guys. You don't let this happen on your watch.
So I just heard about the 35th and King.
Right.
Yesterday I saw something that they found a body in the trash can on 14th and Avers.
Oh, my stars.
And so with all that going on.
It's heating up, Chicago.
I know a couple Facebook things were going around about a serial killer on the west side, right?
Yeah.
But
Charles. Fuck you, Charles.
That's his name?
That's what I heard. My West Side Connect was like, yo, this nigga's name is Charles.
Black folks, we know we get
He
some
snatched my cousin up. Yes. Motherfucker knows them intimately. Was like, would you like to see a picture? I said I actually wouldn't. And I don't know why. I just didn't want to see what this guy looked like. But his name's Charles.
But that's also what I heard. I heard that it kind of happens every summer. And
I thought that was Homie the Clown that did this shit.
Yeah, and that was like years ago.
Yeah, so
well,
how can we help?
All in all, my thing with watching the somebody was on the live feed with the incident yesterday on 14th and Avers, and the brother was saying the exact same things that I was thinking. Where are all the men? Like, I just feel like when women and girls are getting snatched and we're finding their bodies, right? That's a community issue, right? So back in the day when you heard about a little girl being snatched, all the gangbangers, all the non-gangbangers,
come on, man.
if you you was paying attention, you was making sure the kids got home, you was making sure the women got home.
That's part of your responsibility.
Man. And nowadays, since I know that within these little groups and these gangs, you got a group of shooters, the group that do carry the guns, and the groups that don't. Can we borrow y'all a little bit and just put y'all on community watch? I'm just saying.
This is a neighborhood watch community. We don't call police. We handle our business.
I'm just saying.
Nobody should be watching our women and children get snatched up, never to be found again. Have you heard anything about the harvesting of organs being associated with this, or is this just a normal purge?
Well, I haven't.
That sounds bad as fuck. Normal purge.
I haven't, but I did hear the Superintendent Eddie Johnson say, in regards to these two cases, that two of the women had dealings with drugs and prostitution. And he went on to say that a lot of this comes from poor home life and drugs.
Oh, so they deserved it, in other words.
And
is that what he's hinting at?
yeah, and basically, some of the cases are not a homicide. So he's not really saying nothing? Because that was like nothing? It meant nothing?
Nah, until it happens to someone he loves.
And then we're going to say it's from poor home life.
Then we come with violence. Okay? Yeah. Well, fuck you, Eddie. Fuck you, Charles. And, man, come on, men. Let's stand together for something. We talked about this, though. Like, we need something to stand for together. Girls. This would be a primary example of something we can all come around.
But it's like people won't let it hit home until it's there. And it shouldn't take that long.
They're all ours, though.
Yeah.
They're all ours. I look at black people as brother, sister, cousin, uncle, auntie, grandma, grandpa, all day. And we're going to get into it, we're going to fight, we're going to have our quarrels. But when somebody's trying to quarrel with us and they're not from the community, we got a problem with that person. And even if this person is black and from the community,
we got a problem with you.
We got a problem with you because you're doing shit that is like flagrant as fuck, bro.
Our babies.
Fuck you, Charles. Yeah. All right, well, that about wraps us up for news, man. Literally.